growers often struggle with the very first step in growing their plants, germination and planting. In this video, I'll show you exactly how we get seeds started off on the right foot so that you can get to growing. So about a day before I want to plant my seeds, I'll do a soak for 24 hours in a little shot glass like this. The mix I use is 2 parts tap water and 1 part 3% hydrogen peroxide. This gives me a 1% hydrogen peroxide mix, and that has actually been proven to improve germination rates compared to 2%, 3%, and just plain tap water. You can check the description below for a link to that article. After the 24-hour soak, I'm gonna start with my starter cup and my choice growing media. For me, that would be cocoa. I'm gonna fill it up as much as possible to give the roots all the room to grow that can fit in this 16-ounce cup. I don't want to pack this down, but I will shake it a little bit so that it's nice and even and fills up that whole volume. Now, it may seem a little weird, but I'm gonna water this first, and that's just because when I do end up planting my seeds, I don't want to disrupt where I've planted them, which can cause some issues with them breaking ground and can also throw them off center. If they're off center, it's not the total end of the world, but it's nice to plant directly into the middle of your cup to keep things centered. Now that I've done a little pre-soak of my media, I'm going to take a great little product here from Cannabis called Huggers and make a 1/2 inch hole into my media where I'm going to put that seed. Once I've made that 1/2 inch hole, I'm going to give my roots a head start with some mycorrhizal fungi. This is ProMix Connect, which is now under a different brand name. I believe it's called Active. But this stuff really helps out that root development. It's a nice little exchange of sugars for nutrients and is beneficial, mutually beneficial for the fungi and the root system of my plant. I'm going to grab 1 seed with my Huggers, place it taproot down into that hole if possible. As you can see there, that white tip is facing up, so the pointed side is facing down. I'm just going to gently push that in. Don't want it to go too deep, and then kind of just close in the seed there. Again, in nature, the seed's just going to kind of fall on the ground, so you don't need to go too deep with this. That can result in your seed not breaking through the ground. Now that I've planted the seed, I'm going to give it a little bit more water. As you can see, I'm using a roughly a 60 ml syringe here. Just going to gently water mostly around where I planted that seed as to not disturb it, and a little bit on top to make sure that seed's got enough moisture to break through its shell. And of course, to make sure I'm keeping track of which seed is which, I'm going to label this bud cup and also put the date that I have planted it. This is 26. Nice little section here on the back of our bud cups for the note sticker to go. Now, seeds like warmth and higher humidity than, say, a plant that's later in veg or flower. So what we're gonna do now is put a clear dome on top of this if we're going to put it into a veg tent. You can also use a clone or seedling dome without this dome here directly on the cup. Whatever you have at home should work for that stage. It'll go in until it breaks ground, and then we can check in to see how it's doing. We don't quite want 100% humidity, so we are going to open this tab at the top so that when the plant pops through, it does get a little bit of fresh air. And about 5 days later, your plant should look a little bit like this. 1, 2.